Hello, everyone. This is Behind the Ropes with
Boxing with Jeff.
welcome to episode one. We're gonna start with what's been going on with Devin Haney and this lawsuit here. Not only is he suing Ryan Garcia, he's also suing Golden Boy. Jeff, what are your thoughts on this?
I think on the look of it, especially on Haney's, from Haney's perspective, I understand where he's coming from. He can't really take this L as a man, you know what I mean? And, he's trying to do what he got to do to try to win on every aspect on his term. But, I think it's like career-wise, it's like suicide. You know what I mean? Like, who goes to go sue somebody because they lost? You know what I mean? You take your L like a man and, you chuck it up. You don't see nobody else doing that. And that's for sure.
I think that's gonna be part of his problem here. I mean, it's one thing to take the loss the way he did. I mean, it's part of boxing. I mean, you win some, you lose some. I mean, I think he went wrong with not only the lawsuit, but with everything been going on. It just seems like he's kind of on a downhill from like getting in trouble in a carnival to lawsuits. It just feels like he's going the wrong direction. Where I feel maybe perhaps for one or two fights, even if it was overseas, maybe back in Australia or maybe jumping on one of these Riyadh season cards over there in Saudi or even in England with Eddie and Matchroom. I think he could have done something like that, perhaps better for his career. But the route he's taking with this lawsuit, let's say a judge picks it up. How long are you going to be in and out of court? Are you even going to take fights between this, and who's going to want to give you a fight during a lawsuit? So I feel not only is it going to be a setback career-wise, also I think for his, like you said, his name. I think that's the bigger problem. The loss of the loss, but just the lawsuit just makes it so much. It's just a bad look. You know what I mean? There's no way
tarnishing
around
to
it.
his name.
That's
what it is. It's going to be hard to get other fighters in the ring that want to fight him.
Yeah.
And like I said, from my opinion, it's like only fights he's going to get is people that want the bag to fight Haney. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get no Shakur Stevensons. You're not going to get no Tank Davises. You're not going to get no rematch with Ryan Garcia because why would he even want to even communicate with you after a stunt like this? You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. You know what I mean? Like, let's say even if he does manage to do something, how long is it going to take? Because the loss of the lawsuit,
it's going to be over a year.
Over a year Court, at least.
Come on, in and out, in and out, in and out.
Nah. So what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? Like a best case scenario, worst case scenario. It's just I don't know who advised this.
And you know another thing what it's gonna do? Put him longer and longer out the ring. And longer out the ring, which ain't gonna do nothing good for him.
Which is the problem, yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to say earlier. I think if he would have just took one or two fights, even if it was overseas, but just stayed active in the ring, just get back into it. You lost, who cares? Just get back
to the drawing board.
Right, just back into it.
Get back to the lab.
Right.
You know what I mean? Cook it with your team. Get with your father. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would do.
Yeah, even if it was a couple of months. Because even he did take a beating. Let's be honest. So a couple months off, yes, but eventually around this time he should have been getting ready for a fight, right? Not getting ready for a lawsuit.
Yeah.
So
and like I said, from a boxer's perspective, I understand losses is hard. To take an L is very hard, especially nowadays. You know what I mean? Because everybody wants to keep their undefeated record.
Yeah.
But ain't nobody perfect and ain't nothing perfect, especially in boxing. Yeah. It's boxing. The tables turn. You live and learn. Bridges burn. You feel me? So
it's just such a bad look. It's awful because it's such a bad look. He was, he was going in the right direction. He's undefeated. He's a belt holder.
He's accomplished some things in his career. He has names under his resume. You know what I mean? That other fighters don't even have. You know what I mean? And
even with the loss,
should have just stuck to his guns.
Even with the loss, WBC still let him hold the belt. So he was still carrying something. But I
think a loss don't do nothing but add more flavor to you as a fighter. It just makes you think more, make you go back to be like, nah, I can just really just destroy anybody and everybody.
Go edit that out.
But yeah.
But that is going to be the problem with this move. Not only is it bad luck, it's the time off the ring. So
most definitely.
It's just not
unnecessary time out the ring. Right. You could be right there just collecting them checks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. it's gonna be a bad look. I mean, I don't think there's gonna be a bounce back from this. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
you know, best case scenario, worst case scenario, I think it's just a lose lose. So I just don't understand the move, to be honest.
Yeah. And like you say, so now moving forward in his career, what you think?
Well, see, that's gonna be
What
the
you
problem.
think was gonna
So
be?
okay, so let's say they say they say there's no lawsuit, right? Let's say there's no time off the ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Best case scenario, I don't think he comes back to the ring until maybe what, January, February, and even then he's gonna have to probably jump into somebody's undercard just to get some eyeballs. Maybe a European card or Riyadh season card, something like that, where he's not headlining.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not as much pressure. Maybe one of those two, maybe two of those fights leading into the summer, depending how he does with those. Perhaps he could make a climb back to a mediocre fight, but at the end of the day, it's going to depend what he does from here till then. This is just a big assumption. So in reality, I think he's in trouble career wise.
Yeah, I think it's gonna still stay in the court. He's gonna obviously make something of it because he already has it bubbling up,
Yeah,
and we ain't gonna see that boy for a while.
yeah,
You know.
that's exactly the problem. I
So
don't think we are.
ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you see him in the ring quicker. But if
And,
not, he has to handle his legal obligations, and we'll see him after that.
and that's gonna be the problem. I think the fact that he's gonna be dealing with that. So I mean,
Yeah.
best of luck to Devin Haney. I mean, I think he has some type of idea what he's doing. I guess, and
Well,
I guess we're just not used to it because I mean I've never ever heard of a fighter suing somebody for battery in a fight.
I mean, the
I
way he got
mean,
beat was an assault. You hear me? So you hear me? So
I
it
mean,
is what it is. So
it's. I mean, and it's not to laugh, but it's just hard not to laugh. It's assault in the ring. I mean,
nah, hey, let it be known. That's what we here for.
you
On our
know.
podcast, we ain't hold back nothing. We ain't bringing down no fighters, but we gonna speak our truth and
I
we
mean,
gonna let it be what it's gonna be.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it is a little comical. I mean, battery in the ring. I mean,
Most
it's not like he didn't walk into a plaster of Paris or something like that. That's something different.
yeah.
You're talking about some type of chemical that was like, anyways. That's a whole different story. But
Yep.
much ado about nothing. I feel on that.
Yep. Yep.
Moving
Yep.
forward, best of luck to Devin Haney and his team. I don't get the move.
Oh.
You know,
But on to the next topic. We here to talk about Archer Beterbiev and our boy Bivol
undisputed. This
for
will be
undisputed.
the first
So
time in about what 25 years in that
about
division.
25 years, and it's about way, 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 way overdue. So
Yeah,
we getting what we want as fans.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
The world.
And
So
realistically, it's one of those 50-50 fights. It's really 50-50.
almost definitely,
You know what I mean? So
most definitely.
you can't go
You
wrong
know,
whichever way you see the
I say
fight.
you got Bevo, that's a straight technical assassin that just punches relentlessly. You know what I mean? And can just hang in there with the best of them.
Yeah.
You seen how he was, with Canelo Alvarez. So, I mean, we seen what the man has in his arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the man, the killer, the monster, Archer Beterbiev. You know what I mean? He's another soul assassin, another puncher. You know what I mean? We seen what he done with Marcus Brown. We seen what he did with Joe Smith. The list goes on and on. So,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you said, this is a 50-50 fight. Even
Yeah.
in my opinion. Even I know a lot of people that's watching, and even everybody out there, they know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you know those two fighters, you know what you get. You know what we're gonna get next week for sure.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a banger.
I'll be honest with you,
mean?
it's one of those fights where like I've gone back and forth on. One day I feel like Bevo's gonna win it, then one day I'm like, you know what, I don't know. Beterbiev might take this. It's literally 50-50, like whichever way you see it. It's like you said. I mean, Bevo's. I mean, a cerebral assassin. That guy moves in and out, controls the distance very well.
Yes.
That jab is very difficult to get around or through, and even if you do, here comes that right on top.
He knows how to use that ring.
Like, geez, that guy moves around beautifully. I mean,
definitely.
and the height. I mean, height, length, and the way he moves, it's very difficult to defeat that man. So, of course, you feel like, okay, that's going to be a win. But then again, you flip it to the other side, then you see Beterbiev, like we just mentioned. I mean, that man's ran through basically everyone and anyone.
Anyone.
So, he hasn't faced a Beterbiev.
Nah, nah,
So let's keep it a
yeah. Nah,
buck.
for real, for real.
Beterbiev is a
Yeah. We gonna
Beterbiev.
talk that shit. We gonna talk that.
So let's keep
So
it 100. So
yeah.
I mean, it's literally one of those 50-50 fights. I mean, as of right now, I'll be honest with you, since we're leading into fight week,
Yep.
the way I feel, it's 50-50. If I had to make a decision, I couldn't. It's literally one of those fights for me where I have to see fight week. I want to see if one of one's leading into the fight more confident, if one of one's maybe perhaps struggling with the weight,
Yeah.
maybe if they're a little distracted, personal stuff, or otherwise, because it is going to
Yep.
be a big platform. The world's going to be watching. It
Yeah.
is going to be re-out season, and
For both men.
for both men,
This is
exactly.
their biggest fight of both of their careers.
Right,
So
and you know how Riyadh seasons have been doing it. You got to give it to them. They've been doing it big for these
yes,
fights.
they
So
have. Yeah.
for undisputed,
They're
you got
giving
to
us as fans the fights we want to see, and we're getting them fast. We're not having to wait 2 years. We're not having to wait 3 years.
yeah,
So what we want, they're giving it to us.
right.
And sometimes delays happen, which it has happened with this fight. That's why I got pushed back because we would have been seen it already.
Yeah,
But we getting it now, so I'm most definitely excited.
yeah, it's gonna be a fantastic fight.
So
Like I said, I mean, as of right now, I can't even give you a decision if I could. I literally have to see fight week to see maybe I see a discrepancy, but even then, to be honest with you, that's probably more scratching and clawing. At the
yeah,
end of the day, it really is a 50-50 fight.
on my side, like I said, same here. 50-50. I don't know who to pick. You know what I mean? I like both fighters.
Right.
Hats off to both of them. May the best man win. And I just think that night is gonna be whoever's on the A game.
Yeah.
Whoever's on it every round. From the start of the bell to the end of the last bell.
Right.
You know what I mean? So whoever's on it and wants it more, that's gonna be the victorious winner.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I said, one little single mistake from either fighter, it could be night.
Exactly.
I
I mean,
don't get up and get about your seat because you're gonna miss something
exactly.
and be mad. So
From round one to whatever it ends,
exactly.
It might go short, it might go the distance. It's one of those type of fights,
Well, definitely.
People might shock the world and just control the fight from round 1 to round 12, or Beterbiev might be that monster and pull that,
and just dominate.
pull that overhand right or whatever it is, and we don't even see it coming. And
because that boy got that power,
man,
he got that crazy power. So
yeah, it's gonna be one of
Bivol
those
just
fights.
got that crazy, relentless punching power. He's just like a train, bro, just running through you.
Well, I mean, to me, the way he controls the ring, man. I mean, it's very difficult to win a round against a Bivol. Like the guy with that jab, the way he moves,
his ring IQ is crazy. So
man,
yeah,
it's all ring IQ. So
like I said, his training. If you see his training, come on,
I mean, yeah,
it's off the charts.
Yeah,
like
definitely
crazy. Same with Beterbiev. His training is like the man rides a bike around his hometown where he lives. For Christ's sakes, he don't even got a car. So he's staying working out, doing his thing. So
I mean, you know what they say, you gotta look out for those quiet guys, right? I mean, Beterbiev's a man of few words and all action, so
and it's crazy. And you know the crazy part is both of these fighters don't even got the recognition that they should be having.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're both like so dope.
Yeah.
And it was like even leading up to like the Canelo fight with Bivol, so many people didn't know who this man was. And they were just like, oh, he's gonna lose. I'm like, you let's don't watch boxing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And most definitely you ain't watched this man's fight.
Yeah, he's one of
those. To know, to count this man out, like that was just unbelievable. But he shocked the world. And in the future, we hearing they might do it again. So
yeah, I mean,
let's see what they do.
I mean, yeah, they're saying for the winner, they might get a Canelo fight. I mean,
that's more motivation then, you know what I'm saying? So
I mean, yeah, what more do you want? You're gonna get a mega fight right now with this Riyadh season and a Canelo fight hanging in the balance. I mean, cha-ching.
Hey, shout out Riyadh season.
Yeah, you gotta.
They doing their thing.
Yeah.
Hey, without them, we wouldn't be getting this. So
yeah.
Hey, I'll take my hats off to them on that.
Yeah, I mean, the promo videos. How about those promo videos so far?
The promo videos are always off the chain. Always. I like it because they're bringing that old school back. Like when Floyd fought. You get the commercials and stuff that get you hyped for the fights.
Yeah.
Instead of just, all right, we got to wait for the press conference. We got to wait for the weigh-in. All right, now the fight. Like, no, give us something we can enjoy before.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they've been putting up some shows. I mean, I remember, what was it, I think it was the first Fury fight where they literally had the ring come out from the bottom. Man. When do you see showmanship like that besides in Hollywood? You know what I mean? That was
The
crazy.
theatricals, I love it.
That's what I'm saying.
I
You know,
love it.
second to none.
Don't get no better than that. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes. Plus the cards have been stacked. You know, so you got to give it to them. They've been giving us fight after fight for a whole card. You know, usually what four or five of those are headliners in different cards. You know, so you got to give it to them. You've been getting some
Definitely.
shows.
But again, you know, and in the conclusions, we say the winner, Canelo options, both fighters.
I mean, to me, It's gonna depend because let's be honest. There is a rematch clause, I believe, between both
That would be
fighters.
dope, though. That'd be dope to see,
Yeah. So
especially on seeing how the fight's gonna end.
that's
Because if
exactly.
it ends in a knockout or a unanimous decision, and it's just a blaze of glory from start to finish, it's gonna be worth running that back.
And I think that's what it's going to depend on
You
that
know,
rematch clause.
because
So if
that's
there's a
gonna be wild.
knockout, I doubt we get a
Whew, if
rematch,
it's a
right?
knockout, no
There's
rematch.
not going to be a rematch
If it's
anyway with the
unanimous,
clause.
we want the rematch.
Right,
You
exactly.
know,
If we go to the cards, I'm pretty sure they're going to run it right back. I think that's going to be the obvious decision, right? Regardless whichever way that decision goes, but if it goes 12,
yeah,
expect a rematch, right?
yep,
Because both of them do have that clause, so I'm sure
most
they'll
definitely,
implement it.
yeah.
Other than that, a knockout, I think will guarantee perhaps a Canelo Mega fight, right?
Oh yeah,
Perhaps in May.
oh yeah, for sure. So
But I
hey,
mean, either
we're gonna have to
way,
stay tuned and locked and see what happens next
yeah,
week.
just
You
stay.
know,
Yep.
we're gonna shoot again and do our thing. Drop another video for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Before the fight, hopefully. And may the best man win. You know,
Yes, sir.
this is BTR and Boxing with Jeff. This is our first episode, so please check it out. Subscribe, like, watch, and we get at you.
Peace.
Peace.